Hi, in this video I will give you the ultimate guide to buying a second-hand or used iPhone. So to begin with, when buying an iPhone, we're always going to be worried that the phone might be stolen or might not work properly. So to make sure that the phone is working properly, the first thing is we want to do the physical inspection of the phone. If it looks really bad, you might not want to buy it. For example, you can see this one here, it is really badly smashed on the screen here. The case is coming off. Now depending on your tolerance level, if the phone is quite damaged, you probably want to pay a lower price on the phone. If it is in a very tip-top conditions like this one here, where there are no scratches, then you probably want to pay a higher price. So first, make sure that you do the physical inspection of the phone to see if it is really badly damaged, to see if it's bent. Sometimes the iPhone is bent, so you want to look on the side and to see if it's bent or not. If it is too bent, then you may want to be careful, because if it is bent, the glass can break easily in the future. So you want to also check on that point there. If the phone comes with a case, then you always want to make sure that you take out the case, because while the glass might look good, but once you get home and if you open up the case, it might look not that good, as you can see here. So while it might look good on the glass, sometimes on the case sand gets in and it scratches on the back, and you might be paying too much for a phone that has too much scratch. So you also want to check that. Now you also want to bring along a working SIM card when buying a phone. So bring along a SIM card. Most of the iPhone 5, 5C, 5S onwards using a nano SIM card, so make sure you bring along the right one. And also you might want to bring along the SIM ejector tools to remove the SIM tray. So when you arrive at the seller's house, your first thing is to put in the SIM card to check it out. Also, when you are buying a phone, and if the seller is agreed to meet you at public locations such as a petrol stations or at McDonald's, for example, then be very careful, because this can give you a very good indications that the phone is stolen. Also, if they are not willing to give you a phone number, then also be very careful, because the phone might be stolen and do not want you to know where they live or their phone numbers, as you might call them later on. Now this is especially true if you're buying a phone on Gumtree or on Craigslist. So be very careful if they're asking you to meet at a public locations. Always try to buy the phone at their home address. So once you arrive at the place, you want to turn on the phone and put in the SIM card. So here, once you get there, you want to use the SIM ejector tools and put in the SIM card. So once you are happy with the physical inspection of the phone, so you check it out, you see there are no scratches, or if there are some scratches and you are happy with it, then you can proceed to the next step, which is we're going to put in the SIM card and we will turn on the phone. Now sometimes the phone comes reset, so they reset it back to factory default, and you may notice it's like this. So without a SIM card, you will not be able to activate the phones, and if you cannot activate the phones, you will not be able to test everything. So you want to make sure you bring a working SIM card so that you can activate the phones over the internet. So you need to either have Wi-Fi connections, or you need to have a SIM card with mobile data. So once it is activated, you can go in here and first thing is you want to check all the buttons. So make sure the home buttons works. Make sure the volume keys work by pressing on the volume keys. Test the volume up key, volume down key. Test the switch button, the mute button. So you see if it works. If that works, it's good. Now test on the power button here as well. So if you press on it, it should turn on and off. So it should click nice and easy. You also might want to check the charging port as well to make sure the phone is charging well. You can ask the seller to give you the charger and plug it into the wall socket to charge it. If you are meeting at a public place, you may want to bring a power bank. With a power bank, you can plug in and test it out to see, make sure the phone charges okay, because a lot of the times the charging port can also go faulty, and that is something that you want to check. Now once that is checked with the physical buttons, you want to check the camera. So turn on the camera, and with the cameras turned on, we can then use the switch button here to switch between the front button and the back button. So tapping on these switch buttons, you can see it goes back and forth. You can take a few photos to make sure it works fine. So tap on the camera buttons to make sure everything works fine. You can also take a videos. Videos can give you a lot of things to test for. So if you're recording a videos, you can test the sound, you can test the speakers, you can test the sensor. So just try to record the videos and see how you go. So press on the stop button and then tap on that, and then you can play the videos. You can test the sound, you can test the speakers, you can test the sensor. So as you can see that as we play the videos, if it's recording the sound and the microphone works fine, if it plays, you can hear, then the speaker is working fine. And you can also, while play, you can also put it in silent mode. Videos, you can. Now, once you have tested the camera, you want to go into settings and check the iCloud. Make sure iCloud is not locked. So the moment you can see here, if you tap on iCloud, and if it has an account in here, that means it is locked. So you want to make sure it is signed out. If it is locked, you ask the seller to sign out of iCloud account. You can also check if it is locked by going to the Apple iCloud check, and you put in the iCloud, the IMEI numbers and the verifications, and tap on continued. So tap on the continue button. Now if you want to check the IMEI number, we can go to settings, go to general, go to about, and down here there is an IMEI number. We can tap and hold to copy. Then we can go back here to the apple.icloud, so iCloud.com, and an activation log. So we go there and we check it out. Then in here we can paste it in. So I'll paste it in, the ID. So here we go in here, close it. And then we put in the system key here. We just to check, to verify that we are not spammer or robot. H8, and then tap on continued. So you can see it shows that activation lock is on. Now what we want to do is to make sure that activation lock is off. You don't really need to lock on. All you have to do is, you don't need to go there and check it out, but you can do it in settings. So in settings you can go down and check in the iCloud. If it is off, then it should shows that if there's no email here, then it should say that iCloud activation is off. So for example, on this phone here, if I can get one turned on. So if we go into settings and we go to iCloud, as you can see, it should be like this. If the iCloud is not locked, it should be empty, whereas this one here, you can see it has an iCloud lock on. And that's it. So after that, after checking the iCloud lock, we want to check, put in the SIM card, and we want to make a test call. You can make a test call to make sure it is not network lock. So we can put in some random number I'm putting in to test it out. So put on the speaker.
Number you have dialed is not valid.
So then we turn off, and then we can test the speaker by putting this near your ear and make sure you hear it. So if the sensors work, You can put your hand over the camera here. If it is turning off, that means the sensor is working. If you put your hand over here and the sensor, the screen does not turn off, that means the sensor here is not working correctly. Now to make sure that the microphone and the speaker works properly, you can go back to your home screen, then go into extras, then go into voice memo, and then you can start a recording. So pressing on the recording will record your sound. So once you speak, it will record the sound and you can test it. You can test the microphone and the speaker and the earphone both at the same time. Now if I go back here and I press on the play button, pressing on the recording will record so you can hear the speakers work fine. Now we can test on the earpiece by simply turning off the speaker icon here, and you can put your phone near your ear and you can listen to it. You can also at the same time put your hand over the camera to make sure the screen turns off. If it turns off while playing, that means the sensor is working correctly. Now I'll delete that recording and we can go back. So tap on delete. You also want to test the screen to make sure there is no dead pixel. So tap and hold and go down, up and down, up and down the screen like this to make sure it is working correctly. Now finally, you can press on the home key. If your phone is an iPhone 5s or 6 upwards, you can go into settings and then we go back and tap on Touch ID and passcode, and you can test to make sure that the fingerprint works by tapping on Add Fingerprint. So if you tap on that, the phone should show the fingerprint. If it is not working, then that means the Touch ID or the fingerprint is faulty. So make sure you check the Touch ID. And that is pretty much everything that you can do to check on the phone. It's pretty basic. You also, one last thing is you also want to check the light. Sometimes the flashlight is not working, so you can slide up and test the flashlight as well. And that is pretty much everything that you want to check. The other things, if you really want to be careful, is you can check Wi-Fi to make sure Wi-Fi is working, the hardware of Wi-Fi, by simply switching on and off. Also want to check the mobile data antenna. Sometimes the antenna is not working, so what you do is you turn off Wi-Fi. Once Wi-Fi is turned off, the mobile data is become active. So it shows here LTE or 4G or 3G, so depending on the region that you're in, depending on the network, but it should shows at least some kind of mobile data signal, such as 4G here, as you can see. So sometimes the antenna is faulty and that one don't work as well. So that is also something else that you want to check. Also the Wi-Fi, then you can try to connect to the Wi-Fi. If Wi-Fi is connected, then you should have no problems with that one as well. So that's pretty much all the checks that you can do. You also want to ask the seller to provide you a receipt if you are buying a second-hand phone. A receipt sometimes can be helpful. It tells you the place where you buy it. Sometimes it may still even have warranty on it. So with warranty you can return the phone to the shops if it is faulty. And that's the guide that I have for you. If you have any more guide or you have any additions, you can leave it in the comment section. Thank you for watching this video.